We are back here with another video where we're going to break down the best cruiser motorcycles under $5,000. We're going to jump right into it. Go ahead and hit us off with the first one.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, we did a video on the best cruiser for under $2,500, but let's say you have a little bit of a larger budget now, you have $5,000 here to play with. We're gonna give you the best bikes, cruisers that you can find for under $5,000. So the first one is gonna be a personal favorite of mine. It's gonna be a early to mid 2000s Dyna Lowrider or Super Glide. Both of these are gonna give you the classic Harley feel, the classic Harley sound, along with all of the options for customization. So if you go out and you pick up one of these and it looks like, you know, something of a standard cruiser, which is what it looks in factory form, you're gonna be able to find a lot of aftermarket support to really turn the bike into your own. And they are just now, within the past few years, getting down to about that $5,000 range. You might be able to find one for a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, for one that's really nice and maybe lower mileage.
Great, awesome. I think we're going to be making a lot of people happy with this one because the last video, obviously under $2,500.
Yeah.
Hard to find a cruiser.
Can be harder.
Davidson.
Yeah, yeah.
So we added one here, so it's going to make a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of people upset because I feel like riders are either or with the Harley Davidson. It's like you're ride or die, or you just don't even want to touch them with a 10-foot pole. So
of course.
Let's go ahead and hit them with some of the pros for this model Harley.
Right, so again, good power, great sound. I mean, classic Harley sound, classic Harley looks. If that's what you want and you want to spend about $5,000 and you don't want to get a Sportster, this is the big boy Harley that you can get that's going to be really affordable but give you the looks, the performance, the sound, everything that Harley's known for.
Yeah, for sure. And are there any cons that stand out with this Harley or Harleys in general?
Yeah, no, I mean, the only con is going to be if you don't like Harley, you're just not going to like it because you're a guy that doesn't like Harley, and that's fine. But if you don't mind it, this is definitely worth looking at.
Great, and as I think everybody knows, like you were saying, the Harley Davidson has a very classic look. They stand out on the road.
Yeah.
They just have just a Harley look, Harley sound, everything
they have a presence about them.
It's Harley.
Yeah.
It's Harley. Whereas with some of these other motorcycles, you can kind of look at it and you're like, I don't know what that is.
Sure.
Yamaha, Honda. To the untrained eye, they all kind of blend together.
Sure.
But for those who aren't Harley fans, let's go ahead and move into the second motorcycle.
Right, so this is one that maybe some of the younger guys would probably ignore, and I would caution you to not ignore it. So this is going to be the Honda Goldwing GL 1800. Some of the earlier models, the mid-2000s era, are now coming down to that $5,000 mark. Again, private party is where you're going to want to buy one. But man, these are just incredible touring cruiser bikes. You're not going to win, beauty contests with it, of course, but if you just want to go out and ride and you want to take a really long trip, there really is not a better bike to take a real long trip with. This is the one. Build quality, reliability, storage, fuel economy, everything about it makes it the perfect cruiser. There's a reason why they called it the Cadillac of motorcycles. There's a reason why they're still so popular today. So definitely worth checking out if you want a cruiser motorcycles that you want to put some miles behind you on.
Yeah, and I think something that stands out with the Goldwing, the GL 1800, is the ample storage that you have, which helps with those longer rides.
Yep.
And like those seats are massive and comfortable.
It's a big seat.
Compared to some other cruisers out there. So
yeah, this will definitely be the most comfortable bike to ride two up on if you plan on riding with your partner.
Yeah, this is completely off topic, but have you seen the video on YouTube where the guy converted it to like an off-road, like he rode into the dirt, the dune
Goldwing?
dirt with it? Yeah,
no.
He like converted the Goldwing to an off-road.
Well, now I know what I'm doing after this video.
I know.
Awesome.
Exactly. That's great. So anything that stands out against the Goldwing?
Just his reputation for an old man's bike. But guys, just put that aside. It has a reputation of just like an older retired guy. They ride them. Just set that aside. Who freaking cares? You're out there riding, putting miles behind you, getting to see the beautiful country. Take the bike, take the trip. This is the one to do it on if you want to get there reliably, safely, and without any sort of issues.
Yeah, absolutely. Trends, trends come, trends go. I think it's time that we bring this trend back. There's a reason why so many older folk that have been riding it for so long prefer it. So I think we need to bring it back to the younger generation.
Yeah,
Like you're
they need to
saying.
have
It's a
it.
good bike.
They need some Goldwing love.
Okay, let's move on to the third one.
Yeah, so opposite end of the spectrum, but still Honda. We're gonna go with a Honda Fury. Now, this is technically a chopper style factory bike, not necessarily a cruiser, but it's, let's be honest, it's a cruiser bike. And I love this bike because of the looks. And what's also exceptional about it is Honda found a way to make a factory chopper style bike that actually handled well, that actually didn't kill your back every time you go to road it, that actually had good suspension, that could brake and handle and had all the reliability that Honda is known for, packaged in something that's really affordable and a great value.
That's awesome. Yeah. We find a lot of people selling motorcycles on Facebook Marketplace. That's where some of the photos that you see popping up actually came from, is people who are selling these motorcycles. And I was really shocked. You can get some really new Honda Furies, you know, speaking new within the last 10 years.
Sure.
For a bike under $5,000, that's pretty new.
Yeah.
And I was just really shocked at how affordable these bikes are.
You're gonna be hard pressed to find a bike this style for less than $5,000. That's also gonna be reliable. That's also gonna be, that's also gonna have the performance to go along with it that you wanna be accustomed to when you go and ride a motorcycle and you wanna spend every day on the garage working on it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And now looking at the motorcycle, like you said, it's more of a chopper style.
Yeah.
We kind of threw it in with the cruisers here.
Yep.
For good reasons that you
Sure.
mentioned. What are some drawbacks to the chopper style versus something in the, the actual?
So since we are talking about cruisers, this isn't gonna be the most comfortable if you wanna go two up. Like we just mentioned, the Goldwing, that's gonna be the ideal. This is the opposite end of the spectrum. This is gonna be the least ideal scenario for two up riding. Certainly capable of doing it, definitely makes plenty of power to do it, but probably not going to be ideal for longer trips if you plan on doing that with two people.
Yeah, great. In the chopper area, would this be like a good first chopper to kind of get?
Yeah,
get your hands on?
absolutely. And what I've also noticed is they've held their value very well. So if you buy one for $5,500 or $5,000, you take real good care of it, you do oil changes, you keep up with all the maintenance, you keep the chrome polish, there's a good chance you can enjoy it for 2 or 3 years, put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 miles on it, and when you're ready, go ahead and resell it for pretty much exactly what you paid for it. Wow. So great value, great resell on them as well.
That's awesome. How are the parts for this? Are they kind of easy to find, expensive? What are we talking?
So it depends. There's many parts on the Fury that are Fury specific. Those can be a little bit more expensive, but a lot of the things that you're typically more accustomed to replacing, brake pads and brake master cylinders and a lot of the more standard equipment, motor parts, those sorts of things. It shares the platform with the Interstate, and a lot of the parts are interchangeable with the VTX 1300 that Honda made about 50 billion of. So getting parts for a lot of the regular kind of day-to-day stuff is going to be easy to find, and just expect if it's a Fury specific part for that model, it is going to be a little bit more, but it's not terrible. It's still a Honda at the end of the day.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move on to the fourth motorcycle here.
Okay, so this is going to be a personal favorite of mine. It's the Yamaha XV1900. It comes in two different forms. It comes in the Stratoliner form and also the Roadliner form. This combines, I think, is the best combination of like retro and modern styling in a motorcycle. 1900 cc's, the engine is a beast. It makes a great sound. There's plenty of parts available. If you can stretch your budget a little bit further, there's also the XV1900 Raider, which is a little bit more of a chopper style. But whether you get a Raider, Roadliner, Stratoliner, they're all very similar bikes, use the same drivetrain, very similar suspension on all of them, but incredibly reliable. And they're just gonna have performance for days, in addition to being exceptionally beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great looking bike.
Yeah.
What do I need to know about this bike before I go buy it? Good and bad.
Yeah, it's a little bit heavier. The parts can be a little bit more on the expensive side. So if you find one that's in rough condition, just make sure that the price you go to purchase it at reflects that, hey, These parts are not easy or cheap to come by. Things like turn signals where, you know, for a regular bike, you know, 30, 40 bucks. Turn signal for a Stratoliner is like 150 bucks.
Yeah.
So just something to keep in mind when you go to look out for these.
Yeah, and you mentioned the turn signals. I remember you telling me a while back that there's just like not many, even if you wanted to go a cheaper aftermarket route with the same kind of style, they're not out there.
Yeah, you could find something that's close, but anybody who knows anything, they're just gonna know it's not right. So yeah, you're gonna be hard pressed to find a suitable replacement for those types of items. Now you could just swap them out or take them off altogether and, you know, be on your merry way, and that's just fine. But if you wanna keep it factory, that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, great. And I think let's go ahead and move on to the fifth one here, fifth motorcycle.
So this is probably gonna be the most unique bike on this list. It's the Triumph Rocket 3. Some of the earlier models are now finally dropping down to about that $5,000 range. Man, these are such unique bikes. There isn't anything else out there that looks like it. It's a 2.5 liter, 3-cylinder, makes a very unique, low, grunty sound. Obviously power for days, 165 some horsepower, more than you'll ever need for a big cruiser like that. But incredibly comfortable, very reliable, with one caveat. They do tend to have second gear issues. Some of the earlier models do, at least. So make sure that when you go to purchase one, make sure you take a test drive. Make sure you go up and down through the gears several times to make sure there's no hang up on second gear. Because if there is, you do have to split the cases. It's a nightmare and probably end up costing you more than the bike is worth. So if you can find one without any transmission issues, it's definitely a great buy. You're gonna be hard pressed to find something with a more standout appearance for the money.
Wow, yeah. And now this is a Triumph, okay?
Yep.
And I think up to this point, I think across any videos where we've done, you know, under $2,500, under $5,000, this is the first one that's not like Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha,
sure.
even Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
This is a Triumph, so what do they need to know when you're kind of branching into that?
Right, so parts can be a little bit more expensive. Parts can be a little bit harder to find. Be more difficult to find someone to work on it if you don't plan on wrenching on it yourself.
Okay, yeah. I guess what goes along with that is when you're actually looking to buy this motorcycle on Facebook Marketplace, maybe you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer to get the right deal, whereas, you know, I was searching up these other motorcycles and there was a bajillion of them listed, even within 100 miles. Whereas it was a little bit harder even when I was researching to find the Triumph Rocket that we could.
Yeah, it is going to be one that you're going to have to spend a little bit more time looking for. There's not a ton of them out there. The guys that buy them and keep them really do love them because they are excellent bikes. But if you take your time, you get out there and search, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at what you can find.
So if you were going to pin the Rocket 3 up against the Harley that we talked about earlier.
Okay, yeah, the lowrider. Yep.
Why would you choose the Triumph over that?
Yeah, so if you want classic Harley looks, classic Harley sound, the Harley's the one for you. If you want something that when it comes down the road, people are like, man, I've never seen one of those before. I've never heard anything like it. And you want to absolutely destroy them off the line at a red light, the Triumph is definitely going to be the bike for you.
Yeah. And now it's a heavier bike, but you're saying like it's got some get up and go.
165 horsepower, 2.5 liter engine. It's a car engine basically. Like you can get a Honda Civic, it's only a 2 liter engine. This is 2.5.
That's crazy.
So it's a monster.
Awesome. Yep. Now we actually have a 6th motorcycle, so this is
a bonus round.
Yeah, bonus round.
Yeah, you gotta throw in a bonus round.
So let's jump into that.
Okay, so we're gonna go with the Suzuki M109. And again, some of the earlier models you're gonna be able to find for about the $5,000 mark. Makes tons of power. At one time, it had the largest diameter pistons of any motorcycle out there. So a little bit of a claim to fame, a little bit of heritage out there with it. Nice deep tone, lots of low-end torque with it. Just a great all-round cruiser.
It's awesome, and it also just looks different than these other cruisers on the list. Like it's got a really sleek, kind of thrown back look, very futuristic kind of, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it does. It doesn't look like anything else on this list, but the one kind of thing I'm not crazy about it is that it does look like many of the other Suzuki Boulevard models. Okay. So someone could look at it and think, oh, it's just kind of like a regular Suzuki. They don't realize, oh, it's an M109. I need to like show some respect here. So it doesn't necessarily have the look as, you know, a big, nice cruiser. It just looks kind of like an everyday motorcycle. But maybe you just want to blend in, and maybe you want a bike that just goes fast and you don't have to look the part. You just want the reliability of the Suzuki. You just want the performance of the M109. That's the way to go.
There you go. Now we also, in the last cruiser under $2,500, we actually did not list any Suzukis. Was there a reason why we didn't list any for under $2,500, and what brought you to it in this one?
There's just not a lot of great Suzuki cruisers under $2,500.
Yeah.
So Honda, Yamaha pretty much got them beat in that category. For now, we'll see what the market does.
Yeah. Okay, so we had a top 5, which we already kind of went through.
Yes.
And then in the notes, you even said like this is an honorable mention, is what you had written in the notes.
Correct.
So why is it top 6? Why is it the honorable mention?
Just doesn't look as cool as the others. I would take all 5 of those. For the same money, I'd take all 5 of those before I took an M109. Just personal preference.
So it's more comes down to aesthetics, personal preference, versus like power, reliability.
Yeah,
price.
sure. Yeah, I would just want something that looks a bit different than just like the standard cruiser look. And I'm a bit different. I've had, you know, a million motorcycles at this point, so I'm just kind of over just the standard, normal, everyday stuff. But that's fine for other people.
Okay, well that is our top 6 cruiser motorcycles.
Top 6.
Thanks for watching to the end. If you have a motorcycle that you're particularly proud of or not proud of, shoot us an email of some pictures. We'd love to include it in a future video if it comes up. Like I said, we got a lot of these pictures off of Facebook Marketplace. People who just wanted their pictures to be in the video. So if you've got any that you want to add to our arsenal of B-roll, go ahead and send it our way.
And also, if you think you know of a better cruiser that you've bought for about $5,000, let us know. Drop a picture in the comments. We'd love to check it out and see what you guys have found for about $5,000 in this category.
Yeah, even if it's like a good deal. Like if you came across somebody who just didn't know what they were selling,
it happens.
And they sold it for under $5,000 when it was worth a good bit more. I love stories like that.
Those are great stories. We'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's finish this up.
All right. Cool.
Like and subscribe. And if you want to watch, you know, cruisers under $2,500, go to our channel, check it out there. And we've got a whole list of under X amount of dollars coming up.
Thank you guys. Take care.